Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways and this episode of Homesteading in the Desert. And here we are inside the garden house again, and I could hear a bunch of you going, "Oh no, not again, the garden?" Well, I'm in here because I had a question from Faye, and I wanted to come in here and show her the answers to that. And she had a couple more questions just before I started shooting here. Start with those. She asked if I was going to do hydroponics and or yeah, well, hydroponics and aquaponics is what I'm going to do. She was asking about aeroponics. Um, I don't exactly know what that is, but yeah, I'm planning down the line. I'll get back into my aquaponics. I've had that set up before, and I do like the way that works. It's pretty easy, and with solar, it can run all day long without a problem. So I'll be doing the aquaponics, and then I want to do also, well, I'll do hydroponics. I also want to do aquaponics when I get a setup where I can raise some fish in the thing and not worry about the critters around here getting into my fish tank. So I might have to build something special for that, like I did with this garden house. That was her other question about the garden house. She asked if the floor, um, if I put wire under the greenhouse or this garden house. Yes, I did. You can see the wire down there. It's the same aviary wire that's on these walls. And you can see my finger doesn't even fit through the hole. So they're little tiny half-inch openings. And that keeps out most of the critters. Now, I know it's not going to keep a mouse or a rat out, but I haven't had that problem in here. If I do, I'll have to set some traps around, but I haven't had that problem, so we'll bypass that for now. And I did spread out the other 3 bags so I can see what's going on here. And yeah, I'm going to need another 3 bags to get to just to the end of these 2 boxes here where the 2 grapevines are. But I was looking at this, and all of a sudden, this little bell went off of my head. Ding, ding, ding. And it said, "Hey, you're going to raise the whole garden up, right?" Well, I don't have to. What I'm going to do, I'll put another 2x10 from here to there on that one and close this off. And then I can fill this garden all the way up to that height over there. And then this will be for all my deep-rooted plants. And then this little section right here, which is about just around 8 by 9 or 9 by 8. And that little section there, I'll fill it all the way up to the top of the boards, and I'll use shallow root plants in this area. Things like peas and lettuce and things like that that don't have to get way down deep. Or strawberries. I got a couple of strawberries I put in here last year, and that's a Quinault and that's a Sequoia. And I've still got the other 2 on the inside, Camarosos, and those will be coming out here. But I just moved this one down from up there because it was in the shade all the time, and I needed to get it down where the sun could get to it. So you can see how this one is really big compared to that one, because that one was always in the shade. So I'll get this built up, and then I'll replant those. I'll have to dig them out and replant them, but that'll work. And yeah, I've been cleaning up in here, getting things going. My pea plant over there is really doing well. This is the time of year they like, nice and cool. And yeah, my potatoes are really doing some good here, and my transplants over here are doing good. So I got all the peppers off of the old bush that I had laying in the corner over there, and got rid of the bush. So anyway, I'm probably going to need another 8 bags to fill this up to height, and then 4 more bags over on that area to bring that up to the top of the siding. And then I'll be ready for planting. And just have to make sure that the last of the frost is gone before I bring my plants out. I got a lot more sprouts, so I'm not going to go after in the cabin and show you those. I'll show you those at a later date. I just had to cover all of that stuff for Faye. And she's apparently going to be moving to a slightly off-grid place in Nevada. So that's going to be interesting. And I hope she has a very good, lucky transport or a transformation on doing all of that. Okay, on a sad note, the one of my hens may not make it through the night. I found her in there today, and she could barely move. She couldn't get up and walk. She could get up on her legs, but then the legs wouldn't work. They just laid there. So I got some warm water in that black bucket that's in there, and put some Epsom salts in it. And I sat down on that blue stool and I gave her a good 25 minutes soaking. But I was afraid that if I went much longer today, that might get too cold for her being wet. So in the little blue barrel in the corner, I put a bunch of fresh wood shavings in there, pine wood shavings, and I picked her up and carried her over there and put her inside the bucket with the pine wood shavings, because that's got the heat, the sun hitting it, and it acts like a nice little warm place. So she's got something to dry her, absorb the water out of her on the wood chips, and then she's got some warmth to keep warm. But I'm not too optimistic about her. She didn't look really good. I did soak some bread in fresh water and put coarse oregano on the thing to feed her the oregano, because oregano is an antibiotic, a natural antibiotic, and it's good for chickens. So I gave her that, and she did eat it all. She ate the whole slice of bread with the oregano and everything. So I think she knows that I'm trying to do something for her. And just keep your fingers crossed. I might be down to 3 by tomorrow, though. All right. I want to show you another thing. Well, it's just a couple more things. First, I'm going to walk around the container here to show you these pieces of metal. Like I said, I see metal laying around the desert. I pick up everything I find, and it always comes in handy for one thing or another. So I picked up these a while back. I found a whole bunch of them laying out in the desert. These are springs that they go in a sofa or something like that hold the cushions up so that they're springy. So there was probably a dozen of these laying around in one area, and I picked them all up and brought them back. And I've used them for desert rebar when I'm pouring a footing, things like that. Well, today I wanted to clean up the garden house, and I was moving the stuff that I had holding the seams of the wire down where on the floor where 2 rows of wire came together. And I was always kicking and stubbing my toes on the boards and stuff I had holding it down. So I wanted to fix it the way I had planned on, and I needed some kind of like U-nails to tack down the seams, so I could drive them right into the ground, and it would hold the seams together so critters can't get through the seams from underneath. So here's another piece of that stuff right here. And here's the U-nails that I made out of these. So you see it's one of those. What I did was I used my little 4.5-inch grinder here, and I already cut that side off, and then I would cut this side off, and then cut that off, and that would be waste. That's what all that stuff is. And then so go on and on and on. And then the one that has the wire springer on there that held these all together so they wouldn't rock left or right. When I cut the bottom off, that pops right off of there, just like this. So I might be able to use that for something, so I just left it there for now. And then when I get to the end, there's always the last one on the end over there is shaped like this. Well, let's see, it goes like that. Okay, so that wouldn't make a very good nail. I can cut it off and make a shorter one, and I said, well, I'll save that down the line. I might need it. Okay, so I want to show you one other thing. I usually buy these in the 10 packs on sale at Harbor Freight. They're 40 grit for metal, for cutting metal. And the 10-pack on sale is usually around $5.99. So $6 for a 10-pack. So this one, I got at Home Depot. This is the new thing out. It's a diamond blade for metal cutoff. And this goes right on the same unit right here, as you can see. And this thing lasts 100 times longer than one of these. So, figuring that each one of these is 50 cents times 100, that's a heck of a savings. That ends up being cheaper than this. And I get 2 of these in the pack for $14. So it's $7 a piece, which is just a couple of dollars more than a 10-pack of these. Well, I get 100 blades out of here, and I only get 10 blades out of the one that I bought at Harbor Freight. But I still have a couple of packs of these, and I like these because you can also use these for doing a little polish just before you weld to clean off. Like here, I'd have to clean this zinc off to be able to weld this piece. So I could use that sideways to do that. But with these, it's just a diamond edge on the end, so you can't really grind with it to the side. This is just a cutoff blade, as it says right there, cutoff. But yeah, when I start cutting up metal, that's probably going to come in real handy. I haven't tried it yet, but I will pretty soon, and I will let you know how it works out. All right, everybody, that's all there is for today. I'm going to go in and get my dinner started. I got to suffer through bacon wrapped filet mignon tonight with a baked potato and fresh green beans. So once I'm done suffering, I'll probably kick back and relax and watch some TV. All right, everybody. G-Bear reminding you, give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Subscriptions are free. Yes, they are. And you won't get spammed by subscribing. All you're going to get is notified. If you click the little bell after you subscribe, click the little bell icon that pops up, and you'll get notified whenever a new video is posted, and you won't miss anything. Faye, good luck on your new venture. Anything I can help you with, leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to leave questions down there and suggestions and things like that. This is G-Bear signing off.